Look at my Star Trek toys! What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Look at My Star Trek Toys. It's the only show that one of us has to beg the partner to stop shopping on eBay for other cool Deep Space Nine and Voyager stuff that we got inspired about on last week's episode with our Voyager behind-the-scenes stuff from Kevin Miles. I had to literally drag Mike off of eBay so we could record this next episode. But this is
nobody sends me anything in the mail anymore.
Oh, sorry. I think you should play the Keith and Mike's 6 battery beats as your tiny violin.
No, you're really trying to double me down into this thing that maybe I did 3 weeks ago, but maybe didn't.
You definitely did it, because now I've brought it up. I'm going to bring it up every episode.
One thing about shopping or just getting like stock music, but AI generating a beat
I tried
with lyrics?
It once. It takes 10 seconds.
With lyrics.
With lyrics.
Being sung.
With a singer, yeah.
Really?
It's terrifying as somebody who writes music. It's absolutely effing terrifying, but it is very much doable.
Okay, well.
It's really cool. All right, anyway. So today we have box 3 of 3 from our good friend and super patron, Peter Behnke, who has sent us, in fact, I don't know if you can see behind me, but sitting on my subwoofer now is the Gorn.
Yes.
It's and so they're sitting together, they're spooning, because I thought they were friendly back there. So they live permanently there on the shelf. And so are we going to get a friend for them to play with? I don't know, because I haven't looked yet, which is the most fun part about all of these things is there's a box here. I don't know what's in it. I know it's from Peter, and we're very grateful and excited to see what it is. If you would like to be like Peter and send us stuff, you can send it to lookatmystartrektoys@gmail.com and arrange all of that. Mm-hmm. You can also join Peter and Kevin and all the other incredible people who have sent us stuff on our Patreon at patreon.com/K and M. Spell out that and. But with no further ado, I got a big old box here, and I can't. Look how big it is.
Keith, I have to say, it's pretty big.
I don't know what it is. It's gonna be very exciting, and I think we should open it now. I've opened it this much, but and you know, sometimes like you say like, oh, I don't know what it is, but you know what it is. I genuinely don't know what it is.
Okay. So
very exciting. We have some bubble wrap. We have been very carefully wrapped, which is very good. It's another giant. What is it? What is it?
Oh, well obfuscated.
It's another Playmates 12-inch, but I still can't tell what it is.
I know, it's being teased. It's very colorful.
Somebody knows already, but I don't. Hold on, let go. Tape. All right. Gotta get serious here. Always cut towards yourself, kids. That's the important thing is cut towards yourself. All right. That's a joke. Don't do that. What?
Oh, what's in the box?
Oh my God! It's the 12-inch Gorn!
Oh, here it is. Oh, that looks great.
Okay, so we opened previously the Art Asylum, the was it 8-inch Gorn? Let's open this and then I'll get the Gorns and then we'll do a Gorn off, because now we have the Playmates 4.5, the Art Asylum, and the 12-inch. Oh, I'm so Gorny.
See, I shake my head in disgust only because you beat me to the punch. I was gonna say, my wife is gone, so it is proper time for a Gorn off.
First off, before we do anything else, because there's nobody here. Everyone else left.
KB Toys?
That's what I was gonna get to. It's KB Toys. Marked down from $32.99.
Nobody wanted the Gorn?
I don't understand.
They were swiping left.
KB Toys, the best toy store that ever existed. That at least at least of the chains. There's obviously some great indies, but for me, the KB Toys and the University Mall, I've talked about it many times, but and like this is why I love
You're
KBs.
telling me over Toys R Us?
A million times over
No way.
because it was so chaotic. Toys R Us was run like a real business. KB Toys, they just kept throwing new toys onto the old toys.
I'm
And if you
sticking
just
by
sort of-
Lionel's Kitty City as well.
Well, this is exactly why I like KB Toys, right? That's not done at like the corporate level. That's not done with a QR code or whatever. Some dude wrote that with his hand because it's chaos, or it was.
That looks like the. I'm sorry, I'm jumping ahead. I can't stand it. It looks like the clothes are like fabric.
Yeah, they sure are. But yeah, for me, like I loved to dig around in the KB aisles because nothing was ever taken out. So you just dig deeper. You go back in time with toys, and I found like football cards from like 1987 in 1995. It was the best. Loved it. So all right, so let's open this up. Oh, I love these display boxes too. Like that's, I mean, any sane
As
person,
the kids are saying, that
would
Gorn
leave
is
it-
serving.
yeah. Any sane person would leave this in the box, but you don't come here for sanity. Let's be honest.
No.
Let's look at the back.
Whoa. That's
So
like a whole freaking.
yeah, because if
comic.
you remember the Mugatu, the 12-inch Mugatu also had this sort of Star Trek history on the back here, which is really cool. So this came out, I think, the same year, 99, in the Aliens and Adversaries edition here. I think, Mike, at some point for the patrons, we're gonna have to do a watch along of the Gorn episode,
Yeah, for sure.
and
We
watch.
need to watch a couple of more original series. They were
We're
good.
gonna need to get into that. So let's. All right, folks. I know some of you are wincing, but this is what we do on the show. We open them up and we look at them, and then we add them to the shelf behind me. And I'm gonna have to go get them now. So let's take a look. And now, I think for Mike's sake, while I'm doing the seatbelts, Mike can play the Sick Battery Beats song. But we might need a Sick Seatbelt Beats song too.
I mean, you really just. This is what's wrong with AI. Somebody can just say something and then it happens and someone else has to. I guess.
It's going to take you 10 seconds. You're going to be so excited. You're going to spend all night long writing 10 trillion songs about random things in your life.
At work, I've actually been tasked with sort of being the AI czar to try to. For the audio team.
So then you can write it off too.
Wait, I'm not paying for it. That was not
No.
part of the deal. Free trial is what as far as we're going.
Wait. Just you wait. You're going to love it so much. Okay, so first off, tons of cool choking hazards. He's got like Gandalf
Got a walking
staff.
stick, yeah. Is that it's like a TiVo remote?
He's got a TiVo
He's got a
remote.
karaoke microphone, a TiVo remote, and a Gandalf stick.
Yes. Now, if you remember, this is, I think, the communicator and the stabby part. The Art Asylum one had versions of this as well. I think that they're stored away somewhere so the cat won't eat them. So I can't do them side by side, but trust, it looks very similar, but smaller. So let's take a look at the details here.
There's so many
Really
jokes in
good.
my head that I can't say.
Well, yeah, I mean, whether it's a turd or toy, it's going in the same place.
Countdown, start the timer. In about 20 minutes, Keith's going to text me and say, hey, did you edit that episode yet?
No. I'm not afraid to be blue. I just don't want to be offensive. So there you go.
It's going
yeah, so-
into the same place?
Yeah.
You mean out of the same place?
Well, one in, one out. AC/DC. There it is. Cool details on the paint here for the communicator. it's what you can do at this larger
Yeah.
scale. Is you can really get into that detail work. It's great. The the aforementioned
The Dark Crystal.
whatever it is you choose to do is
I mean,
entirely
there's
up
like
to you.
some work went into that sculpt too.
Yeah, and then the stick as well.
That's cool.
Sorry, I jammed my finger with a screwdriver the other day, so it looked like I've been macerated. But yeah, so
You could almost
that's
ride
cool.
it. You could almost defy gravity with it.
One could. It's very topical. Wait, where did my
Caution!
All right, this is where we do the speed up and the 6 battery beats song.
The seatbelt beats.
6 seatbelt beats.
I'm a captain in my living room, commanding the fleet. Got a brand new Trek toy under my seat. The plastic's shining, but the mission's stalled. These seat belts got me in a packaging brawl. Spinning my tools like a warp drive's hum. But these tires won't budge, what have I become? I've got the seat belt blues, toy stuck in a cage. Even a Gorn would roar with frustration and rage. Warp speed's on hold, I'm not breaking through. Toy Enterprise is grounded, got the seatbelt blues.
I gotta tell you, that AI is crazy.
Right? Isn't it amazing? Aren't you glad I forced you to do that?
No.
You're glad I forced you to do this show, aren't you glad?
You know what's interesting? What ends up being what's crazy is that, yes, the choking hazards, as we call them, the little storytelling props, are, yes, tiny and generally end up in a mug somewhere. But the actual choking hazards is the seatbelts themselves. The things that are supposed to
for
protect you
sure.
are the most dangerous.
Okay, so yeah, no, you're right.
Wow, look at the paint on that.
Look at the paint. I'm already like playing with the articulation.
That Gorn goes to the gym.
He's shredded. You lift, bro. I mean, really cool, like classic Playmates articulation. We do not have wrist or ankle articulation, but he does have the G.I. Joe hip joints. I know there's a real name for that. Everyone keeps reminding me, but I don't remember.
I love that costume. He can beat the crap out of Kirk and also serve you fresh looks on the runway.
Absolutely. And here's our.
The teeth are even sort of painted, very distressed, and storytelling there.
Teeth are painted. The eyes have that blue hue in the background. We have a fabric here, and it's heavy.
Yeah.
This is the one that I think JD commented on the Artist Island. Have you seen the 12-inch? I'm like, no. Now I sure have.
Wow, that's cool.
That
might be the coolest thing we've looked at.
He feels like he's tall, in terms of body proportion. From this guy is like the basketball player version.
Mm-hmm.
But look at the paint detail on all the skin there. Oh, I mean it stands up on its own. This is going to be really really on the shelf.
That is scarier than the actual.
A million times scarier.
I would have actually. So here's looking back on Strange New Worlds, where they made them very like actual lizards.
Yeah,
like velociraptors almost. I would have actually preferred a more like humanoid, scary version like this.
Yeah. All right. So I look up the skirt. He is wearing underwear, and it actually is fabric.
I kind of want to just gif that one little thing of you.
That's hilarious.
You thumbing that thing.
Actually. All right. So Mike, cover for a second because
Okay.
we've got to do the show.
Yeah. All right. To any of you who are watching with your children, I apologize. We've been doing a couple of these in a row, and we got a little feisty, a little adult in this episode. But that doesn't mean we're not having fun. We appreciate everyone sending their stuff, and just explain that sometimes grown-ups get a little giddy. All right? Thanks.
Okay. So First off, let's put him up next to the Mugatu, also of the same series.
Mugatu.
Same series and same scale. Really cool.
Now,
God,
Keith,
these are giant.
grab the Gorn Shiv and let's compare that size compared to the Mugatu horn.
I mean, yeah, no, they're roughly the same. So, for whatever purpose you see fit. All right, so now let's do the Gorn off. Are you ready?
Yeah.
This is I was not expecting to have an opportunity to the official look at my Star Trek toys, Gorn off.
Gorn off 2025.
Gorn off 2025. So we have here the Playmates 4.75-inch scale Gorn, the Art Asylum 7-inch scales, and then the Playmates 12-inch Gorn. Doesn't even hardly fit in the screen. Wow. These are really cool.
The most striking differences to me is the costumes, right? You've got basically like Flintstones in the 4.5. Then you go up to like Pizzagate, which is, that one's bizarre. And then you get Project Runway up top.
Wow.
Right?
Pizzagate to Project Runway. There you go. That's the
Sign of our
great
times.
content. The great content you get here.
Well, meaning that it looks like it was built. It's real.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is real fabric, and this is like this is hard plastic. This is more rubber. This whole thing is hard plastic, and I mean, it's all based on the same outfit. But it is interesting the editorial decisions. Like this is sort of like Roman armor, where it's sort of chunky. This is just booty shorts.
Yeah, it's Flintstone.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, whatever. So in terms of articulation, these two, obviously the two big ones, have a lot of similarities. They basically have the same type of articulation here. And I think, comparing the head sculpts, they're very similar. I mean, I think that the Art Asylum feels paint-wise more like animal realistic, like you'd find it in the wild, like could be an actual animal skin, but this feels more realistic to what they actually got on screen.
Yeah, that costume.
The actual costume, because there was not nearly as much sort of shading. It does look a little brighter under the camera than it does in real life. In my eyes,
the Gorn is interesting. This particular Gorn is interesting to me because it's a character that it's almost like Kirk, it's almost like Shatner himself. It's become a character of itself, so much so that it's inserted itself into pop culture. Even if you're not a Star Trek person, you sort of know that scene where Kirk fights the Gorn. So you almost have to give a nod to its pop cultural relevance in the toy. That's why I like that they took that track artistically.
It's also mostly made of rubber and moves really slowly.
Did they get it at Party City?
It's possible. So now we actually have more neck articulation in the Art Asylum, whereas the Playmates, it's just right and left here. But it's just right and left, but boy, does it have the heft. But you can see here, he's more of a basketball player, more of a bodybuilder. This is like Giant Gonzalez versus like Jim Neidhart.
It's the deepest.
The deepest cuts. And then, the classic Playmates. I mean, that's really cool.
It does point out why, I know we love the small ones because of nostalgia and that's what you've collected, but man, you're afforded so much more real estate when you scale up.
And honestly, this would fit next to your big giant Kira and Janeway. If you want, they could be chasing around the house.
You don't get the whole house, Keith. You get the basement. That's all we're afforded here.
You're only allowed the basement.
Yeah.
Well, then you should be sending the toys to me.
No, Keith only gets the basement too.
That's true. Oh, wow. So, Peter, my goodness.
So awesome.
What an incredibly generous assemblage of monsters we have gotten here from Peter Behnke. Super patron,
this is
good
the
friend.
coolest thing. So thanks, Peter. He's sent such cool stuff. Kevin, everybody who's ever sent stuff and made stuff, so we can show it on. That's really the kind of fun of it. We tease a lot about who to mail things to, but at the end of the day, it really is so we can put it here on the internet, have it time capsuled. It really cool. This has been a really cool. Look at how cool.
Just the coolest.
Yeah.
The
thank you.
absolute
So thank you.
coolest.
We're humbled to be able to show.
So yeah, in like it seriously with genuine gratitude for everybody who has sent us really cool stuff to play with. It is super fun. What a joy. So again, thank you everybody. You can join them at patreon.com/K&M and email me at lookatmystartrektoys if you want to send something to be on the show. So much fun. And we'll be back here next week. I don't know what it's going to be.
We
Who
got some time.
knows?
I got some stuff on the eBay cart, so we'll see.
Mike's been shopping. All right. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you later. Check out our other show, Keith and Mike Watch Deep Space Nine, if you haven't already. But till then, this has been
Look at my Star Trek toys!
Whoosh!